Under the blazing sun of a small village in northern Nigeria, a father and son walked together, the dust of the dry season swirling around their feet. Adamu, the father, was a quiet man, known for his wisdom and strength. His son, Bala, was a spirited 16-year-old with dreams of leaving the village to study in the city and build a better life. The village was a peaceful place, but life was hard. The land was dry, and the people depended on farming to survive. Adamu had always worked tirelessly to provide for his family, but he carried a secret, one that had shaped his life and would soon define his son's future. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and red, Adamu called Bala to sit with him under the baobab tree. The old tree had witnessed countless stories of the village, but tonight, it would bear witness to one that Bala would never forget. Bala, Adamu began, his voice steady but filled with emotion, "There's something I need to tell you. It's time you know the truth about our family." Bala looked at his father with curiosity. Adamu was not a man who spoke much, especially about personal matters. "Before you were born, our family was wealthy," Adamu continued. "Your grandfather, Alhaji, was a merchant who traded across Africa. But when I was a young man, I made a terrible mistake. I trusted a friend with our family's wealth to expand our business. He betrayed me, and we lost everything." Bola's eyes widened. He had grown up believing their family had always been poor. Adamu's voice trembled as he spoke. "The shame was too much for me. I returned to the village with nothing but the clothes on my back. Your mother stood by me, and together, we rebuilt our lives, piece by piece. But I swore that I would find a way to give you a better future, no matter what it took." Tears welled up in Bola's eyes. He had always admired his father's resilience but never understood the weight he carried. Adamu reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, worn leather pouch. He handed it to Bala. "Inside is the deed to a piece of land in the city. It belonged to your grandfather. I've been saving every naira I could spare to pay the taxes and keep it in our name. That land is yours now, Bala." Bala opened the pouch and stared at the yellowed piece of paper inside. He felt a mix of gratitude and disbelief. "I want you to go to the city and make something of yourself," Adamu said, his voice firm. "But remember this, wealth can be lost, but integrity and hard work will always remain. Never forget where you come from." The next morning, as the first rays of sunlight broke over the horizon, Bala prepared to leave for the city. The entire village gathered to bid him farewell. Adamu stood quietly at the edge of the crowd, his heart heavy yet hopeful. As Bala climbed onto the old, rickety bus, he turned to look at his father. "I won't let you down, Baba," he said, his voice full of determination. Adamu nodded, a rare smile breaking across his face. "Go and write our family's new story, my son. The bond of blood will always guide you." The bus rumbled to life, and as it disappeared down the dusty road, Adamu whispered a prayer for his son. He had kept his promise, and now, it was up to Bala to fulfill his destiny. Years later, Bala returned to the village, a successful entrepreneur. He carried with him not just the wealth he had built, but the lessons his father had taught him, a legacy of resilience, integrity, and the unbreakable bond of blood.